So today I am going to talk about the importance of birth time in astrology and what should one do when they don't know the exact time of birth. So in order to understand this better, let me give some background about rising sign. Even though I talked about the rising sign in my earlier video, you can check the description below in this video for link to that video where I talked about the difference between moon sign and rising sign. But for better understanding, let me reiterate about rising sign. So let me consider this as an earth. As per definition, the rising sign is the eastern point of sign that is viewed from the earth. Okay, so this is east for me, and if somebody is standing here, if he is viewing the eastern point through particular zodiac, as I already mentioned, zodiac is a reference frame in between our viewpoint. Okay, so this is the zodiac. So let's say this is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and so on and so forth. So it covers the 360-degree belt. Since Earth takes 24 hours to complete its self-revolution and there are 12 zodiacal signs, so it will be approximately 2 hours to 2.5 hours a person will be seeing the same rising sign. For example, if a person standing here sees rising sign as Aries here, after 2.5 hours, because of Earth revolution, the rising sign will be this side. His eastern point will be this side, so which is Taurus. Again, eastern point will be Gemini. So like this, the rising sign will be changing for every 2.5 hours. So as I clearly mentioned, the predictions in astrology is purely based on the rising sign as a reference. So the rising sign changes only in the interval of 2.5 hours. So any two people born between 2.5 hours will have the same rising sign. So in that case, why the exact time of birth is required? That's a question that's commonly arises. Whatever I explained, the rising sign is primarily, I talked about Rashi chart, which as per our understanding, the rising sign changes for every 2.5 hours. There are other divisional chart in astrology like Navamsa, Dasamsa, Saptamsa, Chadurtsamsa, Chadurtvimsamsa, etc. And each of these are a divisional chart from the Rashi chart. For example, if you take Navamsa, which is a 9th division of Rashi chart. So I will make a separate video to talk about how to calculate Navamsa chart. But for this, the Rashi chart, when divided into 9 equal parts, then it is called Navamsa chart. Let's say, as per our understanding right now, Rashi chart, the ascendant changes for every 2.5 hours. Okay. Now Navamsa is the 9th division, like 1/9 division of Rashi chart. So 2.5 hours, if you convert it into minutes, it will be approximately 120 plus 30, so 150 minutes. Okay. So if you divide by 9, because Navamsa chart is going to be 1/9 division, so 150 by, if it approximate to 10, it will be 15. So close to 15 minutes to 20 minutes, the Lagna in Navamsa also will change, which means the rising sign in Navamsa also will change. If you go to Dasamsa, it's a 1/10th division, so Dasamsa will vary for every 5 minutes. If you go to D60 chart, which is a 60th division of Rashi chart, so for every 1 minute, the ascendant in the D60 chart will vary. So that is the reason why birth time is very important. Now let us discuss about the situation where the person don't know the exact time of birth. In that case, the astrologer will ask the approximate time of birth. If the person don't know the approximate time of birth, then we cannot help. So there is no other option to calculate our horoscope. When the approximate time of birth is more than 1 hour difference, then also we cannot help. For example, if person is saying, I born between 10 AM to 11 AM, then it is very difficult, because within 20 minutes the Navamsa chart is varying. Within 15 to 20 minutes the Navamsa chart is varying. In case, if the person is saying the approximate time of birth is within half an hour time frame, then we can do some technique to find the right rising sign. Let's say if a person is saying, I born between 10 AM to 10:30 AM. So in that case, we can definitely help. So I will give 2 thumb rule on how to fix the ascendant for this particular scenario. So the person is saying he born between 10 to 10:30 AM. So in that case, take average, fix as 10:15 AM. Okay. So now, number 1 rule for 10:15 AM, calculate the rising sign for Rashi chart and check the degree. Since the zodiac is 360 degree belt, of which 12 different Rashis. So each Rashi will be 30-degree length. Okay. So for 10:15 AM, if the degree of rising sign falls between 10 degree to 20 degree, then it is almost in the middle. Okay, it is almost in the middle. So in that case, we can fix that as a rising sign in Rashi chart. No problem. Now go to the Navamsa chart. So for Navamsa, for 10:15, you calculate the rising sign. For 10:20 and 10:10, if the rising sign is same, then we are good enough. So we can fix 10:15 as a birth time and we can proceed. In case if the Navamsa Lagna is changing for 10:20 AM, then we cannot cast the Navamsa chart. We can only have the Rashi chart. Very skilled astrologer can predict life events with only Rashi chart. But in case if step 2 is also okay, which means the Navamsa Lagna is also not changing for this 15 to 20 minutes of time frame, then we can very well fix the Rashi chart, we can fix the Navamsa chart, but we cannot fix the other divisional chart. So with Rashi and Navamsa chart, we can very well predict the life events. Okay. But some people were asking, so why don't we do a birth time rectification here? Okay. So let me explain that. The birth time verification, in my personal experience, should be done within the 6 minutes of graph. I do see there are so many astrologers who fix the rising sign or fix the birth time by asking the life events from the clients. But in my personal perspective, in my personal experience, that's not a right practice. Because moment you link your life events and fix your birth time, it will become the confirmation bias, which may not be the right technique to do it. To summarize, even though the rising sign changes for every 2.5 hours, in order to calculate the other divisional chart, the accurate time of birth is very much required. Having said that, if a person knows the approximate time of birth with a gap of 10 to 20 minutes, then we can very well fix the rising sign for both Rashi and Navamsa chart, with which a skilled astrologer can predict the major life events. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll come back with another interesting video.